welcome back to the property. So as you can see, the new tool we got here on the farm is a tedder. It's a bush hog model tedder, an HT-210. It has a 10-foot tedding width, and this is the first actual true tedder that I've had here on the property. The 4-star tedder that I mentioned earlier this year, all the tines on it were single tines. It was an older style tedder. It folded back. Even the 2-star width was just barely as wide as the tractor. This is a little bit wider. And this just does a really nice job in a lower gear, going about 500 RPM off the PTO shaft. It does a really nice job. The footage that you just saw was actually from yesterday. I tedded this out for the first time after we had rain. I just came up here this morning, felt everything, kind of walked around a little bit. As you can see, these fields get a lot of morning sun. It's about 11 a.m. now. I'm gonna run through and ted it again. I'm probably gonna ted it once this afternoon as well, and then still plan to bale at least this field tomorrow. The other field down below, I don't know that I'm gonna be able to bale that tomorrow. I may still try. That field gets a lot of early shade. It starts getting shaded in the upper half of that field about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, sometimes even a little bit earlier than that. So I may try to do a little bit of that field tomorrow as well. If not, we'll just save that for Saturday. I don't think it's going to make a ton of bales anyway. So I'm going to get on the tractor, fire it up, let it warm up for a little bit, and then we'll get a little more footage of tedding. So I don't know if the camera does it justice. Here in person, you can see there's a defined line right along there where my finger goes. Everything from here over has been tedded. Everything from here to the left has not. This tedder does a great job at really turning the hay over, fluffing it up, just letting more sun get to it, more of the wind to get to it, and really dry things out pretty efficiently. Like I said, this is the first true tedder that I've actually had, and I'm really happy with it. I didn't mention, although you can probably tell, I didn't buy it new. It was used from a guy that I've known for a couple years. It's in really good shape. The bearings, the U-joints, everything on it are really tight. It doesn't leak any fluid, nothing like that. So all I had to do was just clean it up a little bit. I pressure washed it, and then this this guard here on this side, you can see there's two different colors of paint on here. This is the original paint, and then I just started painting it there yesterday. The only reason I started painting it is because, let me get my shadow out of the way here, it was broken right here. The gentleman, he had just turned too sharp and hit his tractor tire on here, and it snapped it off right there. Didn't do any damage to the tedder. So I had an old neighbor, the guy that I grew up with near my parents' house. He's a welder, so he welded it up for me. We got it straightened out as much as we could. He welded it up, so I just painted it just so that wouldn't rust. I do plan on just taking these guards off and painting the whole thing just so they match and so it looks nice. But so far, I'm really happy with this tedder. It seems to be helping the hay dry out really well, really quick, especially after the rain that we had. So I'm gonna run around this field. I think what I'm gonna do this afternoon is bring the Alice B up with the hay rake and just rake 2, maybe 3 swaths in from the outside before I ted it out again this afternoon. I do that just to bring it in a little bit so it doesn't get shaded from these trees that are around the field so early in the day. So I might get a little bit of footage of that. If not, I'll definitely get more tedding and then a little bit of raking at the end of the video. So to explain my method of tedding hay, when I'm cutting, I'm going around the field in this direction, making right-hand turns all the way around. So the first time I come out here to ted, I follow that same pattern and I just make circles all the way around the field till I get to the middle. The second time I come up, I go in the opposite direction, and then the third time I go back in that same direction again. Usually I try to ted the hay 3 times during a normal drying cycle. The first time I try to ted it same day. Under ideal circumstances, I'm starting to cut around 10 o'clock in the morning once the dew dries off, and then I'll ted it later that afternoon about 2 o'clock, and then the following day, the second day of drying, I'll ted it around 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, and then 2:30 in the afternoon. And then the third day, usually I'll wait till the dew dries off, rake it up, let it dry for another hour or so. The stuff that I kind of raked up, I'll let that sit on top for an hour, and then I'll come through a couple hours later and bale it up. But just wanted to give you kind of an idea of how I ted hay, my method of tedding hay, and what I've found gets it the driest, the quickest here on this property. And I think that this tedder, like I said before, is really going to help out with that. So I've got 2 passes around each field raked from the outside in. That side you can't really see because it gets so shaded, but this you can see a little bit better. This is the bottom side of the field. This I'm not as concerned about, although it is nice to get it some more of that early morning sun. But as you can see, this whole side of the field up there gets shaded, and it's not even quite 3 o'clock yet in the afternoon, which is about when I start baling. So those few windrows over there get on that side get early morning sun, and then that's about it. The days that it's windy, that helps out quite a bit. And then the top side, it kind of crests over a little hill there and drops down. There's only, I don't know, maybe about 50 feet or so on the other side of that hill. That gets shaded pretty early in the afternoon too. So I'm just going to go around, ted this field one more time. What I like to do is straddle this new windrow now with the outside tire of the tractor, and then that seems to spread everything out pretty well, but keep it towards the inside of the field. So I'll see if I can get any footage of that, and then I think I might split up the tedding and the raking video, since I didn't get too much footage of raking last time. So I'll conclude the video with this little bit of tedding, finishing up this field, doing it one more time, tearing up this outside windrow now, letting it dry out a little bit better, and then we'll make another video of raking tomorrow, and that'll be up in a few days. So thanks for watching again. We'll see you on the next one.